The meaning of Lot and the connection with Yom Kippur, Jesus and Barabbas. Pilate's gesture of casting lots recalls the ritual of the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, which involved the extraction of 2 goats, one for Yahweh, sacrifice, and one for Azazel, scapegoat sent to the desert. In the Bible, the word lot not only indicates the assigned destiny, but is also a coded term that reveals the passage of the project from the pre-existence, outward journey, opening of the portal, to the manifestation, existence, return, passage forward. Fate is a symbol of destiny that comes from pre-existence, that is, from the opening of the portal, but once pulled or assigned, it becomes a presence in time, that is, in the existence. Therefore, drawing lots means activating the project, passing from the pre-existence to the existence of the 53rd year, and transporting it into the material dimension, where it remains in suspension, waiting for the completion with the passage forward that took place in the 182nd year. According to the Codex, this moment represents Yom Kippur and the return, destined to take place in the passage forward, that is, in Easter. It is connected to the 2 Jesuses, understood as Jesus the Christ and Jesus the Barabbas, the latter drawn by Lot, the symbol of the desert and the suspension. The desert represents the condition of suspension of the God-Satan project. It is not a physical place, but a state of mind indicated by the number 40, connected to 4, the 22 bones of the skull and Golgotha. The Hebrew etymology makes it clear. Midbar, desert, derives from dabar, word. It is the place of the transmitted word, understood as verbal communication that took place in the 53rd year. God Satan, from the pre-existence, communicated mentally to his allies, who in turn communicated verbally to the born on their own. This is why it is called desert, a symbol of verbal communication. After the 182nd year, with the creation of the network of consciousness, communication becomes mental. The desert also indicates the absence of water, since water, matrix of matter and second materialization, represents the informational consciousness of the whole. The lack of water therefore symbolizes the absence of mental communication, which is not yet internalized. The project has been announced, but awaits its final completion, represented by Easter. The ritual of the 2 goats on Yom Kippur reflects this pattern. One for Azazel is sent to the desert loaded with sins. It is the project not yet completed, the opening of the portal. The other goat, for the Lord, God Satan, is sacrificed. It is the fulfillment of the project, the passage forward, that is Easter. This is repeated in Jesus and Barabbas. One goes into the symbolic desert, the other is sacrificed. The drawing of lots for the 2 Jesus. The 2 Jesuses symbolize Jesus on the cross, the sacrifice, and Barabbas, who is actually Yeshua, the Son of the Father. That is the plan of going there. Barabbas is drawn by lot between Jesus the Christ and Jesus Barabbas. The name Barabbas means Son of the Father, and is connected with the scapegoat who is led into the wilderness, Luke 4:13, Matthew 4:1. Like Jesus, who was led by the Spirit to be tempted by the devil, Barabbas is also cast by lot. One is driven into the desert for Azazel, the other is killed for Yahweh, which in reality represent the same process. Jesus in the desert symbolically represents the opening of the portal and the pending passage forward, which takes place in the 53rd year. According to this concept, the Bible does not follow a linear chronology, but is based on a sequence of opening the portal and passing forward. The beginning can be the end and vice versa, and a point in the text can connect with any other point, as written in Isaiah 46:10. I, from the beginning, declare the end. The outward project is the dispute, that is, the tempting of Yahweh. The whole concept of tempting Yahweh is a key to the biblical cipher, which unveils the cycle of consciousness between project, means, and completion. The desert appears in many stories: Abraham, the Exodus, Hagar, Jesus. It is the place of transition between transmission and completion. The Feast of Purim, which means lots, follows this pattern. The cross represents the conclusion of the passage forward. John the Baptist, with the saying, "voice crying in the desert," also has the same meaning. This term indicates the verbal project of the outward journey. The water that returns is the resumption of mental communication with God Satan. But for those who have not received the code, the return manifests itself as inner emptiness. Azazel is the ununified reflection waiting for Easter. Jesus' temptations in the desert for 40 days represent this suspension. The desert is the place of the word, not yet mentally activated.